What's up, guys? Welcome to my garden. As you can see, I have a little fenced-in area. This is my second year here. I took fence that was laying around the yard and I built this little enclosed area. So it was kind of cool. If you look down, you can see I have 3 large mounds covered in weeds and leaves. I kind of neglected it towards the end of last year. I got really busy. What do you want? Now that I've started my seeds, I'm gonna want to get out in the garden on the first nice day when there's no snow or when the ground's not frozen and get everything cleaned up out of here. You don't want to leave any decaying matter in here at all, because that's going to attract bugs that you don't want. That's going to attract slugs and just things that are going to chew on your plants or crawl all over your plants and ruin them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take everything out of here that's not soil and dump it away from the garden. Now you'll see down here I have some pieces of moss. I had a drainage problem here last year. The water didn't drain so well, so I'm going to bring in a big bag of peat moss, which is just an all-natural product that you can mix in to kind of help aerate the soil and just help the water drain through. These big stubborn weeds I'm going to pull out and take along with all the leaves that are here as well. Now, if you've had a garden before and you've already raked into mounds, this is what you're going to want to do. You don't want to walk all over where your mounds already are, because compacting the soil is not good for the new plants. So you can see my 2 walkways right here and right here. That's kind of where you're always going to want to be walking around in here. When you're turning your soil around or when you're adding something to it, don't dig down past 4 inches. You don't want to disrupt anything beneath there, because all the wormies down there and all the microorganisms are hanging out where they want to be. If you rototill or if you dig way down and flip the soil all around, everything in the garden is going to get thrown out of balance, and you really don't want that to happen if you want to have a nice, bountiful garden. If you don't have a garden yet, and this is going to be your first year with a garden, you want to build a raised bed. You're going to want to just create a perimeter, some place where you can reach in and pick. I would suggest maybe a 6-foot by 12-foot, where you can reach on either side and get whatever you need to without walking on it, and bring in 2-3 yards of topsoil mixed with some peat moss. If you're going to start with the straight ground in your yard, pull up the layer of sod and clean the weeds out as best you can the first year. And whenever you put something in the ground, only dig down right where you don't want to disturb the soil everywhere, just where your plant is. You want to loosen the soil. As I said before, don't go any further than 4 inches. Leave everything as it is. You basically want to emulate nature in this situation. It's too cold for me to plant anything in here yet. That's why I started my seeds indoors last week. I'm going to wait until probably the 2nd, 3rd week in May in upstate New York, because we get frost all the time. Now, if you live in an area where it's already warm enough, you can actually plant things in your garden. However, we just had 2 full days where it dipped down in the 20s for about 4 hours. That's way too cold for anything. Nothing would survive, at least in Syracuse here. Later on in the month, like the end of April, beginning of May, if you happen to get plants in, it's really nice, 80 degrees, whatever. And then all of a sudden it drops down to 32 or 30 or 20, anywhere where it might frost. Clear skies at 34, you might get a frost. You're going to want to drape a cover over it. And we'll cover that later on in another episode once I have my plants in the ground, because I'm sure in these parts it's going to frost. Just to recap for this week, you're going to want to prep your beds now. Pull all the weeds, even the big stubborn guys. Try to get those out as best you can. Try not to disturb anything below 4 inches. If you need to just take a tool and sort of twist to get the weeds out, that's fine. But as little disturbance as possible. And watch your seeds grow. Keep watering your seeds if you've got them indoors. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.